The Bible is primarily concerned with the relationship between God and human beings, but the beginning of the book of Job gives us a glimpse into the relationship between God and other spiritual beings. Now, the Bible clearly tells us there's only one God, three persons, but one God, who is sovereign over all things, ruler of the universe, created everything, does not need anything from his creation. And yet, although we humans do not like to share power, God seems to delight in sharing power. We see this in the early chapters of Genesis when he gives humans rule over the earth. And there seems to be a similar relationship going on with the spiritual beings, where though God is sovereign, though he does not need any help in ruling the universe, he allows these spiritual beings to participate in his rule. We get another picture of this in 1 Kings chapter 22, when God wants the evil king Ahab taken care of. And he asks the spiritual beings, okay, who's going to go take care of this for me? And one of them says, I'll lie to him, basically, and convince him to go up and fight in this battle where he'll get himself killed. And so this is a really difficult thing for us to understand, and yet it does actually solve a bit of a theological problem for us. James tells us that God cannot be tempted with evil, and he himself tempts no one. And so the involvement of other spiritual beings in God's rule of the universe helps us understand how God himself can be good, can do no evil, can commit no wrong, and yet at the same time can allow evil to exist and even use it for his own purposes, which are ultimately good, by allowing these different spiritual beings, including those who have rebelled against him, who are opposed to him, and yet who are still ultimately subject to his rule and can't do anything beyond what he allows. He allows these beings to act in his world for his ultimate purposes, which still leaves us, of course, having to wrestle with the fact that God is ultimately sovereign, that nothing happens beyond what he allows. It's still difficult to understand. It's about as easy as trying to wrap our minds around the Trinity. But it does give us a picture of how a good and loving God can govern a universe in which evil exists.